very briefly. So go ahead and find that. We'll just start as usual with our same couple of initial warm-up ranges of motion, body awareness, and then we'll get flowing. So go ahead and find that comfortable seated position. I'll meet you guys right there. All right, fabulous. Okay, as always, that comfortable seated position can be whatever feels best for you this evening, whether the legs are crossed, the legs are long, maybe you're up on your shins, wherever you need to be to kind of get started and be comfortable here. And let's just start off with our regular body awareness, taking that scan of the body from the top of the head down to the tips of your toes. And as you take that scan, as always, without any judgment, just noticing where you're at as we get going and noticing how you're feeling, noticing those places that are a little bit tense or sore or tight this evening, and those spaces that could use that extra little bit of leeway as we get moving, and those spaces that conversely feel particularly good this evening, and you can maybe take some of our movements up a half notch because you're feeling good. As you take that scan, as you notice those spaces of tension and tightness, I invite you to choose an initial range of motion, anything that might feel good to get you going this evening. So if that tension is through the head and the neck, maybe it's a roll of the head and the neck side to side. If it's through the shoulders, maybe it's a couple shoulder circles or arm circles. If it's through the spine, maybe it's a spinal twist or a lateral stretch, and maybe it's a little bit of lower body. So finding a forward fold if that feels good as well. Wherever you need to be, we'll take about 4 nice deep breaths here in any of those initial ranges of motion that will feel particularly good for you to get started with this evening. If it feels good to just stay in center and keep it nice and easy right there, feel free to also do that for those next 2 breaths. Finishing out by just bringing it on back to that centered, nice, comfortable, easy position, comfortable seated position. And we will start off with our same regular ranges of motion. So this evening, let's start with the shoulders, a couple rolls here. So go ahead and choose a direction. Just give me some nice big shoulder circles, either direction, forward or backward. We'll switch in just a moment. So just starting by rolling them out a little bit, pulling them up towards the ears and then around. Go ahead and change that direction here, switching over the other way. Take 2 more circles in this second direction and then go ahead and release those shoulders away from the ears. Well, let's go ahead and roll out the head and the neck. So after you release those shoulders nice and low, find your next inhale to lengthen through the spine. With that exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Nice and easy, roll that head side to side, right here towards the right shoulder, and however deep you need this to be. So maybe you take it a little deeper, maybe you take it a little shallower, and then just nice and easy side to side, left ear towards the left shoulder, back and forth a couple of times here. Keep it moving just like that for a few moments. Take 2 more breaths, even out, hit each side one more time. And then go ahead and bring it on back to center. Nice long spine, leave those shoulders low away from the ears. Let's move into our lateral stretches next. So with that next big inhale, go ahead and sweep those arms out and up. Stretch super long away from center up towards the ceiling. Maybe you look up towards those fingertips. And then with your next exhale, go ahead and take that right hand down to the mat. Left arm up over top. Feel free to take the hand down. Feel free to take the elbow down, wherever you need to be for that nice stretch. With that next inhale, go ahead and pull it up through center. Same thing to that second side. The left hand comes down to the mat. Right arm comes up over top. Nice big stretch. Again, maybe just the palm comes down. Maybe the elbow comes down. And go ahead a couple times at your own pace. Use that inhale to flow through center. And exhale in either direction. Just keeping it moving just like that. Finding that nice big stretch, whatever depth and pace feels good for you. Fabulous. Go ahead and take 2 more deep breaths and go ahead and even out. Make sure you hit that second side. Maybe you found a little hold and that felt good. So just go ahead and make sure you hit that second side. And then with that next nice big inhale, bring those arms back to center. And then that final exhale circles them down and around again. So free to hit that second side that final time, even up. We're going to go into our spinal twist next. So go ahead and join me there whenever you finish that lateral stretch. Feel free to take those arms up or leave them low. Our inhale finds either our long spine or our fingertips up. Our exhale takes us over in that first direction. Fingertips to the outside of that knee. Same side hand comes around behind. Open those shoulders. Go ahead and flow at your own pace here. Same as usual. Inhale, bring us through center. Keep those hands low if you'd like to, or bring them high if you'd like to. And then our exhale over to that second side. Nice and easy back and forth once again at your own pace a few times here. And this is one of those spaces that maybe you can be a little bit gentle with yourself if the lower back's feeling a little tight. Maybe don't take this twist quite as far, or if it's feeling maybe particularly good today because you did something different this long weekend, then maybe you can take it a little bit further, putting that little bit of extra pressure on the outside of that leg. And let's go ahead with 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Just even up, hit each side one more time. And then if you need that third breath to hit that second side that final time, please feel free to take that. And then we'll just bring it on back to center. All right, fabulous. We are going to do one more little upper body flow. So feel free to take your time to finish out that spinal twist if you have that extra direction. And then with your next inhale, find that nice spine at center. I want you to interlace those fingers, press the palms forward, round out the spine towards that back wall, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Our next big inhale takes those palms up towards the ceiling, lengthens nice and long away from center. Let's find one lateral stretch in each direction. Right hand comes down, stretch here. Inhale brings us through center, lateral stretch in that second direction. Left hand comes down. Inhale brings us through center. Next exhale circles the arms down and around. You can either interlace them behind the back or place them right behind your hips. And then inhale to open up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together, nice big stretch. Exhale to release. We're going to do that twice more through. So after that exhale, our inhale finds our long spine. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward, tuck the chin in towards the chest, round out the spine towards that back wall. Inhale, palms up towards the ceiling, one lateral stretch each direction. Right hand comes down, left arm over top. Inhale brings us through center. Exhale to that second side. Our inhale brings us through center. Exhale, circles those arms down and around. Interlace or place those hands behind the hips. Inhale, open up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale to release one more time, just like that. Inhale to our long spine, interlace those fingers, press the palms forward, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Next inhale lengthens us up, palms up towards the ceiling. Lateral stretch once in each direction, right hand down, left arm over top. Inhale through center, same thing, second side. Inhale back to center, and then our exhale circles us down and around for one final nice big stretch. Interlace or place those hands behind the hips. Inhale to open up through the chest, the shoulder blades together, nice big stretch. Exhale to release. All righty, fabulous. When you're done with that last stretch, we're going to take it on over to our hands and knees and get started with our flow. Go ahead and take a moment, maybe grab a sip of your beverage, and then go ahead and meet me over at hands and knees. So like I said, we're keeping it kind of basic as far as our movements go. When you get to that hands and knees position, we're going to start off our flow with a cat and cow. So go ahead and start off in that cat and cow. That inhale presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the chest, the hips, maybe the chin. And our exhale rounds the spine up towards the ceiling, tucks the chin in towards the chest, and rounds those hips underneath. When you get to that, just take a couple of moments and find that nice little flow, find your breath, find that range of motion to whatever depth feels good for you this evening. So again, if you need a little bit less range of motion here, feel free to take a little bit less range of motion. Maybe you don't lift the head or tuck the chin. Excellent. And if there's anything else here at this hands and knees position that might feel good for you this evening, I want to invite you to take it. Maybe you tuck that top of that hand underneath for a little wrist warm up side to side. Maybe you press back and forth into that child's pose or into that cobra. This is one of those places where you can kind of turn this practice into something that's going to work best for you once again. So choose that option that's going to sound good, that's going to feel good for your body as we get started. We've got our low flow a couple times through. So it might be good to get those wrists and shoulders warmed up. Maybe it's a spinal twist that'll feel good. So maybe you open up and then pull it down and through. We'll take about 4 more nice deep breaths wherever you are to finish out with that initial range of motion, those initial ranges of motion, wherever you need to be here. About 2 more nice deep breaths here. Keeping it flowing, keeping it going. And then when you finish that second deep breath there, go ahead, bring it back to center, that hands and knees position. Take just a moment here. So for each of our flows, we're going to get started with 2 cat and cows, twice in each direction. So let's go ahead and start off with that. Our inhale, same thing, presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the hips and possibly the chin. Our exhale rounds the spine up towards the ceiling, tucks the chin in towards the chest, rounds the hips under. One more time, same exact thing. When you finish that last one, I want you to go ahead and press it up into our downward facing dog. So bring that spine back to neutral, curl those toes under, press those hips up and back for that nice stretch, that hamstring stretch, that calf stretch. Again, this is a space where you should leave yourself some of that leeway if the backs of those legs are kind of tight this evening. Taking a moment here to stretch it out, pedal out those heels. Fabulous. So our first thing that we're going to do during this practice is that low flow. So let's take it right there from here. Let's press those shoulders out over those wrists into our high push-up plank position. From those toes or from those knees, let's lower through our chaturanga. Keep the elbows closed. When you get to the bottom, turn those feet over, press it up into our cobra or baby cobra. You can keep those elbows bent if you need to. And then turn those toes over, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Fabulous. That's our starting point there in that low flow. From here, we're going to take it to our crescent lunge. Feel free to set those knees down for this transition if you'd like to, or we can transition right foot up and back into our 3-legged dog. From there, either way, whether the knees are up or down, we're going to take that right foot forward, plant it down, and take a moment here just to find this position, to be in this position for a moment. Because if this is the first time that you've done this today, I'm feeling a little bit tight here. So just take that moment, find that nice bend in that knee, make sure the ankle is right underneath the knee, see how much length you can get on that leg. Maybe take a second, set that knee down and readjust if you need to. From here, we're going to get up into that full crescent lunge. So if you drop that knee to the floor, go ahead, curl the toe under, press that knee up, and then find your balance. Sweep those arms up, find that nice long torso, take that little bit of a bend in that right knee, see if you can get some length in that left leg. Fabulous. From here, we're going to actually skip our first warrior 3, but we're going to use it as a transitional point. So I want you to hinge forward at those hips just slightly, fingertips point towards that front wall. We're going to press off of this left leg as if we were going to press up into our warrior 3, but we're just going to set it right down next to the right. So we're going to press up very briefly and then set it down next to the right and bring it into our forward fold. So those feet are meeting right at the top of that mat, forward fold. From here, let's take one halfway lift, that nice flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. From here, we've got that chair pose. So go ahead, sweep the arms up, sink the hips back, brief hold for our first time into our chair pose, nice long spine. Go ahead and take it back into forward fold. Take the fingertips down towards the mat. All right, from here, let's take it into our warrior 2. We're gonna bend those knees just slightly. We're stepping that right foot back once again. So left foot back, there we go. We're gonna take that left foot back. We're gonna turn that heel down and we're gonna pull it up. So I want you to take that left arm, bring it up, take that right arm, point those fingertips forward. Take that nice stretch in this warrior 2. So our back heel is down. Our right knee is still bent here. Let's take it up and over in peaceful. Flip that palm, we'll lift it up and back. Peaceful warrior. Our exhale is going to cartwheel us all the way down. Right hand comes down, left hand comes down, left heel comes up.
From here, we're taking it back to that low flow. So you can, again, drop that knee for this transition, or you can leave it up. We're taking it back into that downward facing dog. Right foot goes back to meet the left. And then we've got that low flow once again. So go ahead and float those shoulders out over those wrists. High push-up plank position, high to low through our chaturanga, toes or knees. Bring it down to the mat, and then press that chest up, cobra or baby cobra. From there, downward facing dog, turn the toes over, press those hips up and back. From this downward facing dog, we're gonna nice and easy set those knees down, and we're back to the beginning of that flow. We're gonna hit that other side. So knees come down to the mat, we've got our 2 cat and cows. Here we go, our inhale presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the hips, lifts the chin maybe. Exhale, rounds the spine up. Same thing one more time. Drop the belly towards the floor. And press that spine up towards the ceiling. Once you hit that last one, go ahead, find that flat back. Roll those toes under, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From there, we've got that low flow to get us started. So go ahead and float those shoulders out of those wrists. Once again, toes or knees. Chaturanga, keep the elbows close, lower it down. Feel free to keep the chest floating or to set it all the way down and then press it up. Cobra, baby cobra, upward facing dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From here, you can set those knees down if you'd like to take that transition, but let's take it to our crescent. Left foot, you can find that three-legged dog, and then press it forward. Once again, take a moment to adjust into this, that bend in that knee. Make sure that that ankle is right underneath that knee. And then when you're ready, find your balance, sweep it up, crescent lunge, little hold here. Excellent, fabulous. Once again, we've got that brief warrior 3 transition. Just step that foot forward. So let's hinge toward those hips. That right foot is going to press up. We're going to float for just a moment, and then we'll set it down next to the left, and then into that forward fold. From there, halfway lift. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward, chair pose. Inhale, sweeps our arms up, sinks our hips back, little hold here. Fabulous, keep that long spine looking good. Let's take it back into that fold. Bring those fingertips down towards the mat. Lengthen those legs. From here, let's take it back into that warrior 2. So we already stepped the right foot back this time. So go ahead, step that right foot back, turn that heel down, cartwheel those arms up. Right arm comes up and over, left fingertips point forward. We've got a nice bend in that left knee. We've got that right heel down on the ground. Let's take it to our peaceful. Flip that left palm, lift it up and back. Our exhale is going to cartwheel us down. Left hand comes down, right hand comes down, right heel comes up. Once again, you can set that knee down if you'd like to. We've got our low flow next. Let's take it to our down dog. Press that left foot back to meet the right. Down dog. Then you're going to take that low flow at your own pace. Shoulders over wrists, chaturanga to up dog or cobra. And then cobra, up dog to down dog. Once again, feel free to always take those toes or knees for that chaturanga. From here, nice and easy, let's go ahead and set those knees down. We're back at the top. 2 cat and cows. There we go. 2 cat and cows to get us started. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When you get back to that long spine, take it back up into that downward facing dog. We're keeping it moving just like this. Our low flow comes at us next. So shoulders come out over those wrists. Take it at your own pace. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog. From here, we've got that crescent. We are going to step that right foot forward. So feel free to take either of those options for that transition. Knees up or knees down. Take that right foot forward. When you get there, find your balance. Inhale, sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. Fabulous. See, each time if we get into this, if you can go a little deeper into that lunge, if you can get that left leg a little longer, and if you feel like you're as deep as you can go for any of those, think about tensing through the core, think about squaring your shoulders. Fabulous. Let's take that warrior 3 a little less brief this time. So it's going to be a balance on that right leg. We're going to hinge forward at those hips. We're going to press off of that left leg. Feel free to bring that toe down if you need to. Readjust, bring it into that brief float, and then bring it into that forward fold. So just a very brief balance for the second time through. When you get there, halfway lift with that next inhale. Exhale, folds us forward, and then our next inhale finds that chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Excellent. Exhale to fold it forward. Let's take it to that warrior two. We're stepping that left foot back this time. Bring that heel down, cartwheel those arms up. Left arm comes up and around. Right fingertips point forward. Fabulous. Finding your balance. Let's take this to peaceful. Flip the front palm. Lift it up and back. Our exhale cartwheels us down. Right hand, left heel lifts. Take the transition that works for you to get back to that downward facing dog. So again, if you need to, you can always set that knee down and then use that transition right there. We've got another of those low flows. If you point you to sit out that low flow, please feel free to keep it in that downward facing dog. Go ahead and take it at your own pace. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. Fabulous work, you guys. Let's hit that other side before we take a little break. Set those knees down, nice and easy. 2 cat and cows. Here we go. All right, inhale and exhale. Find that spinal range of motion, those cat and cows. When you finish that second cat and cow, turn those toes under, press those hips up and back. We're finding our downward facing dog. Keeping it moving here at your own pace. Go ahead and take that low flow. Shoulders float out over the wrists, toes or knees we lower, and then we press the chest up, cobra up dog, turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Fabulous work, you guys. That's a lot of movement for those shoulders, for those arms today, so we're gonna keep with it. Let's take it to that crescent lunge, left foot. You can take it three-legged dog, or you can set those knees down, left foot comes forward, ankles under the knee, sweep the arms up when you've got your balance. Once again, see if you can get a little deeper into this every time. Same thing on this second side. Let's get to that warrior three. So we're powering off of that right foot to balance on our left this time. Brief little balance, find it. When you finish that balance, go ahead and step that right foot to meet the left and bring it into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Let's take it to that chair pose, a little extra hold here. We've got a nice break coming at us next, so let's take it a little deeper into this one if you can. Nice long spine. Keep that core nice and strong. Don't let it relax in this position. Looking good, you guys. Give me one more exhale to get a little deeper into it if you can. And our inhale to bring it back to that forward fold. Fabulous work. Let's take it to that warrior three. We're stepping that right, warrior two. We're stepping that right foot back. We're bringing that heel down. We're taking those arms up. Warrior two, bend into that left knee. Looking great. Awesome job, you guys. Flip the front palm, lift up and back, peaceful. Our exhale cartwheels us down. Left hand comes down. Right arm comes up and over and down. Right heel steps up. Feel free to drop that knee if you need to. Step it back to that downward facing dog. Feel free to use that three-legged dog for a transition if you would like to. We've got a low flow coming at us once again. So go ahead and take it at your own pace. High plank to chaturanga, toes or knees. To up dog or cobra, to down dog. When you finish that one, I invite you to choose a recovery pose. May it be hands and knees, may it be child's pose, or maybe it feels good to hang out in down dog for a few moments. Maybe that recovery pose involves your beverage of choice. I invite you to choose that as well. You want to drop those knees and take a second to find a sip. A little break from the movement. Taking a couple breaths. Fabulous, fabulous. Alrighty, awesome. If you needed that sip and you're taking a recovery pose instead, feel free to grab that sip, and then we'll meet that hands and knees getting going once again. When you get to that hands and knees, you can go ahead and start that cat and cow a little early if you'd like to. Get a couple extras in there. Take a couple moments, give everyone the time to finish that transition, finish that sip, to get into that hands and knees, that cat cow if you so choose. Alrighty, let's take those next 2 cat cows at the start of our flow. Our inhale presses the hips up, belly towards the floor. Our exhale rounds the spine up towards the ceiling, tucks the chin towards the chest one more time, just like that. From there, we've got that downward facing dog. So go ahead, curl those toes under, press those hips up and back. I'm gonna invite you if you'd like to take this next low flow up a half notch to do single foot on the way down. So you can start with that three-legged dog with that right leg, and then from there, you can keep it floating until you get through that chaturanga to come down, and then press that foot into the floor to meet for that upward facing dog, and then into that downward facing dog. If you're not quite ready for that, please feel free to keep that foot firmly planted on the ground. From here, we're gonna take that three-legged dog again, or you can set those knees down for a transition to crescent. Right foot takes forward, plant it down, find your balance, sweep it up. Once again, taking a little hold here in that crescent lunge, finding that nice bend in that right knee, finding that long left leg. We've got a little longer of a hold into our warrior three here. So let's press off of that left leg, find your balance on that right leg, bring it up, try to find that long spine. If it helps to have those palms pulled together or that toe on the ground, that is totally fine, wherever you need to be. Take one more nice big inhale, see if you can lift the leg just a little bit. And our exhale brings that left down to meet the right. We're in that forward fold. Fabulous work, fabulous work. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Chair pose, here we go. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Excellent, little hold here again, take a moment. Check out those knees, make sure that they're pointing the same direction as those toes, whether they're pressed firmly together or not. Let's take it into that forward fold. Fingertips towards the mat, hips come up, little stretch. Let's step that left foot back, warrior two. It comes back, we set that heel down, cartwheel those arms up, finding your balance, bending into that right knee, nice long fingertips. Fabulous, let's flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Our exhale cartwheels us down, right hand, left heel. Once again, if you'd like to add that three-legged dog to that low flow, please feel free to take that right foot up and hold it there. We're back in that downward facing dog. We're in that downward facing dog, which will get us to our low flow. Take it at your pace. Here we go, high to low. Plant the foot down if you had it floating once you get to that cobra up dog. And then we're back in that downward facing dog. When you finish that one out, good, nice and easy, set those knees down. We're back into those cat and cows. Let's go ahead and find a couple breaths here. We've got those two cat and cows. When you finish that second cat and cow, feel free to take it right up into that downward facing dog. Alrighty, from that down dog, let's take that little flow. If you'd like to find that floating leg, this time is that left leg. Take it up and back. From there, shoulders come out over the wrists, whether both sets of toes are on the ground or not. We take it through our chaturanga, up dog cobra, and then turn the toes over. Hips up and back to that down dog. Lots of flow today, lots of work for those triceps, those shoulders, those stabilizer muscles. All right, let's take it into that crescent. Left leg comes forward. Plant it down so that that ankle is under the knees. Find your balance, find your strong core, sweep it up. Once again, if you can get a little deeper, if you can get a little longer and stronger through the core, let's take it to our warrior three. You guys look awesome. Press on to that left leg. Find your balance. Feel free to drag that toe up and find it. And then if you can, take it up just an extra notch. If you're in that balance, can you find that long line from the toe to the fingertips? And next exhale sets that right foot down next to the left. There's our forward fold. Nice work, you guys. Let's find that halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. And fold it forward. Here comes that chair. Hold. Sweep the arms up. Sink the hips back. Nice flat back, long spine. Sink into it. Excellent job, you guys. Next exhale folds us forward. Fingertips towards the mat. Hips come up, let's take that warrior two. This time we've got that right leg stepping it back. Set that heel down, cartwheel those arms up, find that balance. Nice, take a breath into this, find that nice bend in that left knee. Let's take it to our peaceful, flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Our next exhale, cartwheels us down, left hand comes down, right hand comes down, right heel comes up. Once again, if you'd like that three-legged dog for that transition into low flow, feel free to hold it there. Let's take it to that down dog, either way, toes up or down. And then we've got that low flow, shoulders come out of the wrists, high to low, toes or knees. Chaturanga, press the chest up, cobra, up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. All right, fabulous work. Go ahead and set those knees down. Looks like we've got time for about one more on each side. We'll keep it moving just to finish off this practice strong. Let's start with those cat and cows. Inhale and exhale takes us through it twice. When you finish that second cat and cow, take your time, go ahead and take it up into that downward facing dog. Excellent. Our next step is our low flow. If you're finding that floating foot, it's that right leg this time into that three-legged dog. Toes or knees brings us to our chaturanga, and then take it to that up dog or cobra. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Fabulous. From here, let's take it to our crescent. Right foot steps it forward. Feel free to use that three-legged dog as your transition if you'd like to, or to bring that knee down. Sweep the arms up, find your balance. Excellent. Warrior three. Still a little bit longer of a hold on this one. Hinge it forward. Press off of that left leg. Find that balance on the right. Try and find that nice long spine, that long body. Keep it there. Find your breath. Awesome job, you guys. One more inhale. Can you get it a little straighter? And set it down next to the other. Awesome job. Awesome job. Forward fold. This looks great. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Forward fold, we've got that chair next. Let's sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Excellent. All right, let's keep it moving back to that forward fold, fingertips towards the mat. We've got that left foot stepping back for that warrior two. Bend those knees, take it back long, lift that heel down, find your balance, or wheel it up. Warrior two. Excellent. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. And then go ahead and cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. Fabulous work. Downward facing dog or three-legged dog. Take your options in. We've got another low flow coming at us. Lots of work down on the mat here tonight. Bringing it through. You can always pause in that down dog if that low flow isn't for you right now. And take it back into that down dog. Fabulous work, you guys. Alrighty, let's go ahead and set those knees down. We've got one more. When you get those knees to the ground, go ahead right into that cat-cow. We're right into our cat and cow. Nice inhales and exhales. When you finish that second cat and cow, turn those toes under. Press those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. All right, this is our second to last low flow of this first 40 minutes. So stick with me here, you guys got this. If you'd like that three-legged dog, take that left leg up. If not, keep those toes firmly planted, float those shoulders out over those wrists, time low chaturanga to our cobra or up dog. And then turn them over, toes, hips up and back, we're going to our down dog. All right, we've got that crescent next, so go ahead and choose your transition to take that left leg forward, planting that ankle underneath that knee, and then finding your balance, sweeping it up. Fabulous, you guys look awesome. Let's take it to that warrior three. One more time here, fold it forward just slightly, press off of that right leg, take it up, find your balance, take your moment, find your long spine. Excellent work, find one more inhale. Can you lengthen the leg a little bit, whether you take it up further? And then our exhale steps that right down next to the left, forward fold. Awesome job, you guys. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Forward fold, chair pose, sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Fabulous, take it back to that forward fold. One more time through those warrior twos. Let's step that right foot back, nice and long, plant that heel down, find your balance, cartwheel up. Warrior two to our peaceful warrior. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Peaceful, fabulous. Go ahead, cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel comes up. Three-legged dog or downward facing dog, choose your option. Final low flow of this first 40 minutes. Take those shoulders out over those wrists, toes or knees, chaturanga to cobra or up dog. And then turn those toes over, hips up and back to down dog. Fabulous work, you guys. Nice and easy when you get back to that down dog. Go ahead and set those knees down. We're back at that hands and knees position. I'm going to invite you to take a moment and step back towards the heels. Give your wrists a couple circles if they're feeling a little tired. If the wrists aren't feeling a little tired, go ahead and find that nice easy flow, child pose to that upward facing dog. Nice and easy, nice and simple. A little pressure off the wrist, but still a good stretch. Either of those options is excellent. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are with that, and then bring it back to that hands and knees. When you get to our hands and knees, we're going to finish off this first 40 minutes with just a spinal twist. I like to take this spinal twist from puppy. If you'd like to keep the hands planted underneath the shoulders, feel free. I like to walk mine out just a little bit further because it gives me a nice chest stretch. Either option is excellent. We're going to take that right hand, we're going to thread it underneath, we're going to place that right shoulder onto the floor and find our spinal twist. From this position, you can keep it right here. Maybe that hand is still in right here for a little more stability. If you'd like to intensify this spinal twist, you can take that left hand up towards the ceiling, face that palm away, bring it around behind the back for that half bind. Opening those shoulders a little bit more towards that opposite wall. If you found that bind, go ahead and lengthen that arm back out. Let's bring it through center, finishing off here with just that other side. Left hand threads underneath. Maybe that right arm comes up your hinge. If you found that bind, let's go ahead and take it back to center. Take that left hand back, and then let's just bring it up to seated. I'm gonna meet up in that hands and knees position to get started once again. I want to invite you to, again, find any range of motion that may feel good while I mute everyone and get resettled. So maybe it's a roll of the wrists, maybe you turn the hands over, maybe it's your cat and cow, maybe it's a spinal twist, wherever you need to be, just to get started there. And I'll meet you guys in hands and knees in just a moment. Remember to unmute myself before I mute everyone else. Alrighty. Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you all for joining me for part 2. Finish out our practice with our extra 20 minutes. Keep it moving. Alrighty. So we're in that hands and knees position. We're just gonna get right back into it so we can get through this. I think twice more on each side, and then we'll finish out, like I said, with just some stretches. So finishing out any range of motion that you may have found there. So maybe it's your cat-cow to get started. Maybe it was that press back. Maybe you got some wrist rolls in. Really quickly, if you are feeling a little defeated by that low flow, I want to invite you, as always, to pull those knees down, to set all the way down to the mat. And then anytime that you come back through, I know that the lower back, it can be a little challenging on it. If your lower back's feeling a little sore, to go right up. So from that cobra or that baby cobra, please feel free to leave those knees down as you press up until you get into that downward facing dog. So from that hands and knees, let's take it into that cat and cow for twice through to get us started. That inhale presses the belly towards the floor, lifts the chin, the chest, and the exhale rounds the spine up towards the ceiling. One more time after that. And then when you finish that second cat and cow, go ahead and press it up into that downward facing dog. Roll those toes under, press those hips up and back. Fabulous. Go ahead and take your iteration of your low flow. So we'll start with that right foot. If you're doing that single leg floating, feel free to keep those knees down onto the mat like I just demonstrated, pressing it into cobra, baby cobra, or up dog, and then bringing it right back
into that downward facing dog. From there, we've got that crescent. So as always, feel free to set those knees down for this transition or take it through your three-legged dog. Take that right foot forward, plant it down, ankle underneath, sweep the arms up into our crescent lunge. Taking once again just a moment to evaluate, make sure that the knee is pointing the same direction as the toe, both pointing straight forward on that mat. That nice long left leg. A little more work for that quad here with this extra hold. Let's take it into that warrior three. Hinge it just slightly forward. Press it up. Find your balance. Feel free to take a moment when you get there. Taking it up, maybe pull those palms together. Maybe take those arms back. Try and find that long leg, whether the leg is long down towards the floor or the leg is long up in that balance. One more inhale. And exhale to set the left foot down next to the right, fold it forward. Fabulous work, you guys. That was a tough one, that was a long one. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And fold it forward. Here comes that chair pose, little hold here. Sweep those arms up, sink those hips back. Making sure you've got that nice long spine, so don't let that lower back round out, but keep it long. You guys look awesome. With that next exhale, can you get a little deeper into it? Bend those knees an extra squeezer. Fabulous. Exhale, fold it forward. Looking great. You guys, awesome work. Let's take it to that warrior two. We're taking that left foot back nice and long, turning that heel down, cartwheeling those arms up. Fingertips are nice and long. We've got that bend in that knee. A little more quad work. Flip the front palm, lift it up and back. Peaceful. Cartwheel it down. Right hand, left heel. Here comes that downward facing dog or three-legged dog. Step that right foot back either to meet the left or up and back. And then you've got all those options for your low flow. Choose the one that works best for you. Take it chaturanga, toes or knees, up dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. Once again, feel free to use those knees for that transition for a little less pressure on the shoulders and the wrists. Excellent. From that down dog, let's go ahead and set those knees down. Let's hit that other side, starting off with that cat and cow. Just twice through. Inhale and exhale. When you finish that second one, take it into that down dog. Turn the toes under. Press the hips up and back. Nice big stretch here. We've got that low flow second side. So if you're using that floating foot, we've got that left leg. Shoulders come out over those wrists, toes or knees. We're lowering through chaturanga to our up dog or cobra. And then we're exhaling to turn the toes over, hips up and back to our down dog. Let's take this to our crescent. Left foot steps forward. You can take the knees down. You can float through that three-legged dog, ankle underneath, and then your balance, just sweep it up. Crescent lunge. Little hold here since we did it on that first side, making sure you've got that bend in the knee. The knee is facing the same direction as the toes. Both are facing straight forward. Fabulous work. Keep that core nice and long and strong. Let's take it to that warrior three. Hinge forward. Press off of that right foot. Take it into that balanced posture. See if you can find that long leg once again, whether it's down a little closer towards the floor or up a little bit higher. We've got that little hold. Those arms can be long. The palms can be together. The hands can be back in our airplane. One more inhale. You got it. You got it. And our exhale steps that right foot down next to the left, forward fold. Great work, you guys. Halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Fold it forward. Chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Excellent. Another little hold here. Challenging those quads tonight. Quads and shoulders all day long today. Exhale, fold it forward. Fabulous. Let's take it to that warrior two. Step that right foot back. Turn that heel down. Cartwheel those arms up. Excellent. Flip that front palm. Lift it up and back. Peaceful. Cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Transition to that downward facing dog or three-legged dog. Stepping the left foot back, either up and back or next to the right. We've got that low flow. Any iteration is fabulous. Take the one that works for you at the pace that works for you. Go ahead through it. Cobra or up dog. Meeting in that down dog. Fabulous. We're going to hit one more time through on each side. So let's go ahead nice and easy. Set those knees down. Hands and knees into our cat and cow. Take a moment if you need to for those rolls of the wrist, maybe a little readjustment. I'm gonna have you find one more cat and cow, and then when you finish that last cat and cow, or maybe you just finish off those rolls of the wrist or that readjustment, and then press it up and back into that downward facing dog. We'll have a little pause here, so feel free to finish out whatever range you were maybe doing there. From here, we've got that low flow. Any iteration is fabulous. Right foot can float if you've got that floating foot. Taking the shoulders over the wrists, head low, chaturanga. Chest up, cobra or up dog. Turn the toes over, hips up and back, down dog. Fabulous work, you guys. Let's take it to that crescent. Right foot steps forward. Find your balance, find your strong core, sweep it up. Excellent work, you guys. Looking good. Find that little hold there. Check out that knee. Make sure that core is nice and long and strong. We've got our warrior three. Let's make that transition, hinge it forward. Press off of that left leg to find that right leg balance. Bring the left leg up when you're ready. Try and even up those hips a little bit. Keep the shoulders facing towards the ground. Nice work, you guys. Looking good, looking good. Awesome. Give me one more inhale here. And our exhale steps the left foot down next to the right into that forward fold. Halfway lift, nice flat back, long spine. And fold it forward. Here comes that chair pose. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. Excellent work with your next exhale. Can you get a little deeper, a little deeper? Nice. Go ahead, fold it forward. Lift those hips, bring those fingertips down. Here comes that warrior two. Let's step that left foot back. Turn that heel down, cartwheel those arms up. Go ahead and flip the front palm, lift it up and back, peaceful. Nice front side body stretch. Our exhale cartwheels us down. Right hand, left heel. Three-legged dog or downward facing dog, choosing your option there. And then we've got our low flow. If you're doing that floating foot, this is that last flow with that right foot. If you're not doing that floating foot, this is the third to last flow. Finishing that one out, finding that down dog for a moment. And then go ahead and set those knees down one final time through. Just gonna hit that second side. When you get back to that hands and knees, let's go ahead and find those two cat and cows. When you finish that second cat and cow, go ahead, take it back to that downward facing dog. Here comes that second to last low flow series. If you're finding that floating leg, we've got that left foot. Shoulders come over wrists. Here we go. Second to last one. Finding that up dog or a cobra, and then turning it over into that down dog. Second to last one. We're almost there, you guys. Let's take it to that crescent. Left foot steps forward. Feel free to use that transition that works best for you. Ankle under knee, and then sweep the arms up. Taking that nice bend in that left knee, that nice long right leg. We've got that little hold here. Once again, final time. And let's take it into that warrior three. Here we go, you guys. Final balance. Pressing off of that right foot, balancing onto that left foot. Trying not to fall into my plant here. Try and even those hips up. Keep that leg long. Fabulous. Keep the chest pointed towards the ground. One more inhale. You got it. Exhale, step that right foot down next to the left. Flip forward. Fabulous work, you guys. That was awesome. Find that halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And fold it forward. Final chair pose. Here we go. Sweep the arms up, sink the hips back. It's our final one, so we'll hold it just a little bit longer. We've got that bend in those knees. They're pointing straight forward. We've got that super long spine. For our last couple of moments, can you get a little bit deeper into it? Nice. Lots of pressure through all three corners of those feet. One more inhale. And our exhale folds us forward. Fabulous work, you guys. Let's take it to that warrior two. Step that right foot back nice and long. Heel comes down, cartwheel those arms up. Whew. Peaceful. Flip that front palm, lift it up and back. Cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel comes up. Downward facing dog or three-legged dog. Step that left foot back. Final low flow of our practice. Final one here. Take it at your own pace. Find that chaturanga to up dog or cobra. And then we'll meet in that downward facing dog. Whew. Alrighty, awesome job, you guys. Let's bring it down into our child's pose. Set those knees down wide, sink those hips back towards the heels. I want you to, once again, take a moment here, and if something may feel particularly good, feel it out and find any kind of range of motion that might feel good. Again, maybe it's a circle of the wrists. Maybe those triceps are a little tired from all the chaturangas. So keeping the elbows on the ground, you can bend at the elbow and bring the hands to the shoulders. So nice little tricep stretch in this child's pose. Maybe it's a walk of those hands side to side. Wherever you need to be for this to be comfortable, feel free to take it for our next 4 nice deep breaths. Excellent. Go ahead, take one more nice deep breath in wherever you are in that child's pose option. And then we're going to press it forward for one final cobra. So go ahead and bring the hips up. Feel free to bring those knees in a little bit if you want to, and then press those hips towards the mat. Again, your cobra can be here, your cobra can be here, just a little lift of the chest, whatever intensity works for you for this one. We're going to bring it to standing. Let's transition through our down dog. Curl those toes under, press the hips up and back. From that down dog, you can either walk the hands back to the feet or the feet forward to the hands. Either option is fabulous because we'll meet in our mountain pose. So one option or the other, find that roll up and then find that mountain pose. When you get to your mountain pose, again, if there's any range of motion, if the wrists are feeling a little tired, feel free to take those rolls of the wrist. We're going to find that upper body flow that we did at the beginning, but just standing here. So find that nice big inhale for our long spine. Interlace those fingers. Press the palms forward. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Round the spine out towards that back wall. Next inhale, lift the palms up towards the ceiling. Stretch super long away from center. Lateral stretch. Right hand comes down. Left arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us through center. Same thing, second side. Lateral stretch. Inhale brings us through center, and our exhale circles us down and around. Now you can either interlace those hands or you can just press the palms towards each other. Either way, I want you to think about pulling the shoulder blades together, opening through the chest, and an exhale to release. We're going to do that just one more time here. Our next inhale finds that long spine, interlaces those fingers, press the palms forward with our exhale. Last time through this, next inhale presses up, palms towards the ceiling, stretch long away from center. Exhale brings that right hand down, left arm up over top, lateral. Inhale brings us through center, second side. Inhale back through center, and then go ahead and bring those arms down and around. Interlace or press those palms towards each other behind the back. Open through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. Nice big exhale to release, shake it out a little bit. Fabulous work. And we're just going to finish our practice this evening with 2 nice deep breaths, taking whatever kind of range of motion feels right for you with that first inhale and taking those arms out and up. Exhale circles us down and around. On this second one, those palms are going to meet overhead. Here we go, big inhale. Take the arms out and up. Palms meet up overhead. Exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. As always, it was so lovely having you guys here this evening. Thank you for sharing your Monday night with me. I hope you guys had an excellent holiday, and I hope you have an excellent holiday coming up. The light in me honors, the light in you, bowing as we say, namaste.